Episode 3. Opening up. The sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the sky in soft oranges and purples as Fred and Mathew sat parked at a quiet spot overlooking the city. The hum of the car's engine had faded, leaving only the faint chirping of crickets to fill the silence. Fred leaned back in the driver's seat, one hand casually draped over the steering wheel. He glanced at Mathew, who sat hunched over, staring at his hands. "So," Fred said, breaking the quiet. "There was something you wanted to talk about?" Mathew hesitated, his fingers fidgeting with the hem of his shirt. He took a deep breath, his chest tightening as he tried to find the words. "I don't know where to start," he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. Fred gave him a reassuring smile. "Take your time, man. No rush." Mathew nodded, exhaling shakily. I don't feel like I'm enough," he finally said. "I look around and everyone seems to have it figured out. They're confident, they know who they are, and then there's me. I'm just stuck. I want to change, but I don't know if I can." Fred listened intently, his expression softening. "Mathew," he began, his tone calm and steady. "Everyone feels that way at some point. You're not alone in this. The fact that you want to change, that you're here talking about it, shows how strong you are. It's not about having it all figured out. It's about taking small steps, one at a time." Mathew looked up, meeting Fred's gaze. "But what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough?" Fred leaned forward, resting his elbows on the steering wheel. "Failure's part of the process, man. Nobody starts out perfect. You're going to mess up, feel sore, and doubt yourself. But every time you get back up, you're proving to yourself that you're capable. That's how you grow." Mathew swallowed hard, Fred's words settling over him like a blanket. For the first time in a long time, he felt a spark of hope. "You really think I can do it?" Fred grinned. "I don't just think it, I know it. But it's not about what I believe, it's about what you believe." The following days were harder than Mathew had expected. His muscles ached in ways he didn't know were possible, making even the smallest movements feel like a challenge. The soreness gnawed at his resolve, and his mind was a battlefield of self-doubt. He'd wake up each morning with a groan, staring at the ceiling and wondering if it was all worth it. "Maybe I'm not cut out for this," he muttered to himself one morning, his legs protesting as he swung them out of bed. At the coffee shop where he worked, he caught himself zoning out, replaying Fred's words in his mind. "Failure's part of the process. Every time you get back up, you're proving to yourself that you're capable." By the time he got home each evening, the weight of the day hung heavy on his shoulders. Yet, despite the physical and mental strain, he kept showing up, if only because he didn't want to disappoint Fred or himself. One night, Mathew sat at his desk, the soft glow of his laptop illuminating his tired face. He opened his notebook, flipping to a blank page. At the top, he wrote, "Why am I doing this?" His pen hovered over the page for a moment before he started writing. "I want to feel confident. I want to stop doubting myself. I want to look in the mirror and be proud of who I see. I don't want to just exist. I want to live." He set the pen down, staring at the words. They weren't perfect, but they were honest. He closed the notebook and leaned back in his chair, gazing out the window. The city lights twinkled in the distance, a reminder of the world outside his room. A small smile tugged at his lips. Fred's words echoed in his mind once more. "It's not about what I believe. It's about what you believe." And so, Mathew began to fight through the doubts, one step at a time. Little did he know, this was only the beginning.